What's up, people of the internet? This is Genius Al coming to you from SDAN, and today I'm going to show you how you install Pfsense onto Virtualbox. But beforehand you need to know if your system is 32-bit or 64-bit. I am going to show you how you can do this really fast. Just right click on your Windows icon in the left corner and just click System. Once you're here you are going to search for system type under system, and it should say if you are 64-bit or 32-bit. Now remember this because we're going to need it later in the video, so just close out of it, and now we can begin on the real tutorial. So you're gonna want to open pfsense.org, go to the website and then click download. You are going to scroll down to select image to download. The file type should be install. The architecture should be, so this is what I said, it's going to be 64-bit or 32-bit. My computer is 64-bit, so I'll take 64-bit. Then the platform is going to be the CD image, the ISO installer, and just select for the mirror the one closest to your location. I'm going to click Germany because that's closest to my location and click download. Now this shouldn't take long normally, so open with WinRAR. It's going to take 30 seconds. So I am going to come back to you. And here we are. So you're just going to extract this on your desktop or any location wherever you want. So this file is just going to be deleted afterwards anyhow, so it doesn't matter that much. Now we'll want to go to Virtualbox and create a new machine. The name of my Virtualbox machine is going to be Pfsense because I'm installing Pfsense on it. The type is going to be BSD, and here comes the bit thing again, so it's FreeBSD 32-bit for the 32-bit users and the FreeBSD for 64-bit for the 64-bit users, so I'll select 64 and click next. So 128 megabytes of RAM is probably going to be enough, but I'm just gonna bump it up because it's just a bit smoother that way, so 1 gig, definitely more than enough for me. You can just leave it at 128, doesn't really matter that much. So create a virtual disk now, yes, and VDI, dynamically calculated. 2 gigs is plenty to install Pfsense, but I'm going to install also a caching server on it, so I'm going to bump it up to, let's say, 8 gigs or so. Yeah, 8 gigs will be fine. So, and then just click create. Once it's created, you're going to want to go into the settings of this machine and scroll down to and go down to the storage and select under the controller the empty disk, the little disk. And on the right you're gonna select under attributes the little disk on the right and choose virtual optical disk file. Now you are going to navigate to the file you have unzipped later previously on the video, and open this file, and you'll want to go to network next, and the adapter 1 should be enabled and attached to bridged adapter. This is going to allow Pfsense to use your current network adapter to go onto the internet. So this is actually going to be your 1 port, and you'll want to enable adapter 2 as well, and you're going to pick host only adapter. This is our LAN network, and this is going to allow you from using your current Windows version to access the GUI of Pfsense. So you'll not need to create another virtual machine to access the Pfsense router. and we'll just press OK and start the machine up. Okay. I'm just going to switch this to scaled mode so I can put it a bit bigger on my screen. So here it will just auto boot in 10 seconds, and we'll just let it go for now. Now next you're going to press the I. So press I to launch the installer. So just press I and it will launch the installer. This will just leave all at default. It's nothing really that you'll need to change. Just a quick and easy install will do it, and press OK. And now it's just going to install. So I'm probably gonna fast forward this. I'll see you later. So this is later. It didn't take as long as I would expect, but just the standard kernel is going to do it. And I'm not going to fast forward this time. Yes, I'm not. So just reboot, and we'll need to get the power of the machine, okay? And we'll need to get the CD out of the virtual machine. So just go into the settings of your Pfsense virtual machine and go down to storage and back to the little CD drive and just remove disk from virtual drive. Press OK and just start it back up again, and now it should boot into GUI. You know what I mean. It should boot. It should just boot. Just press F1. If you don't press F1, it's just going to do it automatically anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much. F1 is just a bit faster. So we'll now need to wait till it's done. So it's configuring one interface. Just going to close these two messages here. Like that. Okay, so apparently it already selected the WAN and the LAN adapters, so don't need to worry about that. So that's great. I'm just going to adjust the IP for the GUI. So the GUI is your interface, by the way, just your web interface. It's just where you go to access the router. So we want to type in 2 to set the, oh yeah, you can use the numpad, I think. Oh yes, you can. Forgot to put on my numlock. So just type in 2 and press enter, and then we're gonna go for the 2 for the LAN network, and we'll want our IP in a different subnet. It's probably better than in the same you're already using, so I am going to put this one in subnet 5.1, so just like that, and it's going to be a subnet of 24, yeah, just like that. And we don't want an upstream network, and just press enter and display server. You'll want to enable the DHCP server on the LAN, and the starting address is just going to be 192.168.5.100 and 192.68.5.200. So that's going to give it a range of 100. I don't think you're going to need that much IPs, so it doesn't really matter that much. Do you want HTTP protocol? Do you want to refer to HTTP as the web configurator protocol? You could do this, but actually that's just your personal preference. I'm going to select yes, just because. And now we'll be able to access the web configurator in 192. So now we'll need to adjust the adapter settings for the host only network adapter of Virtualbox. So to get out your virtual machine, you just press the right control button by default, and now you want to go to the bottom right corner, and right click on your network icon and select Open Network and Sharing Center. Then you'll want to go to Change Adapter Settings on the left and find your virtual host only network adapter. Right click on this and go to Properties. Once you're in Properties, you want to scroll down to Internet Protocol version 4 and click again on Properties. Then use the following IP address and enter an IP address in the subnet of your router. So 192.168.5. Whatever you want, but the range is from 2 to 254, because you don't want your IP address to be the same as your router's IP address. So I'm just gonna choose 10 and then click Tab to fill in the subnet mask and press Tab again to go to default gateway. And this should be your router's IP address, so 192.168.5.1 in my case. And then go to preferred DNS server. And this should be the same IP address, so 192.168.5.1. And press OK again. Then close out of this. And now you want to press Alt to bring up your this toolbar over here and go to Advanced and Advanced Settings. Now you want to move up your Virtualbox host only network to the first slot, so just select it and click on the arrow that goes up, and now it is prioritized to use the Virtualbox host only network. If it's enabled, it's going to use this one rather than your actual Ethernet adapter. So if the Pfsense virtual machine is running, you'll access the internet through the Pfsense router, and if it's not running, you'll access the internet through your Ethernet adapter. So that's that, and you want to close out of all these windows, and now let's show you that it works. So go to your browser and type in 192.168.5.1, so your router's IP, press enter. So as you can see, this is the login page for your Pfsense machine. The default username and password is admin as username and Pfsense as password. So log in. So now we'll do a quick setup of Pfsense, so just press next over here. And this is just some information about Pfsense Gold. Click next. Your host name can be whatever you want, and your domain can be whatever you want as well. The primary DNS server, I'll just give in the DNS of Google, so 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. And the override DNS, this will allow your WAN IP router to override your DNS server, so I don't want that, so I'll always be using the Google DNS server. Click next. You'll want to select your time zone, just to have an accurate time on your router. Here configure the WAN interface. My WAN IP is going to be given out by my DHCP server, but you can also get a static IP. I'll just leave this at DHCP. All the other stuff you can just leave at default. These two settings below is just, you'll read this and just it's for you to choose if you want this enabled or not. I'm just gonna disable this because this only blocks stuff, and I don't want anything blocked with this machine. Your LAN IP address, you've already configured it through the console of Pfsense, so you don't need to make any changes to this. Your admin password is just the password you choose to log in to Pfsense. I'm just going to leave it at default, so just Pfsense and Pfsense. And click next. And reload. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna show you that this is actually real. So as you can see here in the console, Pfsense PHP successful login for user admin from 192.168.5.10. That's my IP, so I actually logged in onto this machine, so it works. Now the reboot is complete, so click here to continue to the web configurator, and you're here. The network is up and running, it's all configured, and you can just go on and do what you want to do. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.